You're practicing semen retention to get something out of it. You've seen a lot of videos on semen retention and its benefits. Now your mind is stuck. You're drooling over, you're lusting over the benefits that semen retention will provide you. And that is the reason that you're unable to perform, unable to do this practice very sincerely. You're relapsing probably more often. See, when you're trying to get something out of this practice, semen retention, you're operating from a mindset of lack. You're still stuck in the matrix. You're still vibrating from a place of lack. You're still vibrating the energy of lack. Lack is a key word here because you don't feel whole. You're using semen attention to fill a void in yourself because you feel lack. You desperately want female attention and validation from the world in general because you've heard that it changes your aura and people pay more attention to you, people give you more respect. And that is what you're trying, that is what you're seeking from this practice. That is where you're wrong. This is sacred practice. This is not a, you cannot fool this energy because it's a really powerful energy, your sexual energy. You cannot fool this energy. You cannot try to get something out of it. You can only utilize this energy to your purpose or anything. You can utilize this energy anywhere you want, but you cannot try to get something out of this practice. You can only give it away. You can only redirect this energy into something else. You cannot drain yourself with this energy. If you think that you can drain the attention and validation from women using this energy, you cannot do that. And even if you start to do it, you won't be able to sustain it for longer periods of time. That's why the people who are practicing semen retention but they are not purposeful, they are not using this energy anywhere, they end up relapsing within a month. And if you think that you have started semen retention and you have changed, but you haven't, because you have just stopped fapping. There's nothing else that is changed. You're mentally the same person who needs women's attention and validation, the same person who is very needy, the same person who always feel this feeling of lack. You have not changed mentally a bit. Then what's the point of this practice? This practice is just here to tell you that you need to ditch lust. Lust does not complete you. You need to find a place where you can feel whole just by being yourself without needing anything else. If you're trying to fill a void from semen retention, then there are 100% chances that you will relapse. This is a given. This is a solid fact. Because you're just retaining the energy. You're not giving it any direction. So when time passes around a month, I'll say, if you just retain this energy, if you just keep caging this energy, it will become too much down there, and someone will just end up nutting. That is it, because you have not given this energy a direction. It is stuck in your pelvic floor. It has to move up to your brain so that you can utilize it to create something, to create a business, to create a video, to fuel your purpose like I'm doing right now, to give a service to the world, to give love to the world. You can do anything with this energy. But if you're not channeling it anywhere, if you're just retaining it, it will become too much down there and you will get uncontrollable urges and you will end up nutting. That is logical to me. That sounds like plain logic to me because you cannot contain it. It's just oozing so much energy all the time. That's why you feel like you need to release it somewhere. But when you stop ejaculating, it still needs to be released somewhere else. And that is where you can utilize this energy. You can move this energy from your pelvic floor to your brain and then utilize this energy to create anything. That's a good source of release there. And you end up feeling more energized instead of feeling lethargic when you actually release it from down there. So you get the point. And when you start using this energy to fuel your purpose, the feeling of lack will magically just go away. Because when you start moving towards your purpose, you also start feeling fulfilled and whole. You start feeling more alive, and you just don't need anything from the external world. You don't need validation, you don't need attention, you don't need anything. You start seeing semen intention as a tool rather than a way to fill a void. And you use a tool to do something to improve the quality of your life. You don't expect a tool to rain down some jewels and treasures. So that's what you're expecting from semen retention. That's where you're going it. That's where you're doing it wrong. It is a tool. You can utilize it to improve your life, but it is not going to rain down some jewels. It is not going to rain down some aura changes and all that stuff. That will happen naturally when you're not seeking it. That's where everything happens. When you don't seek anything, everything comes to you. So when you're utilizing this energy towards your purpose, and as time passes, your aura will naturally become very exuberant. You will feel very full of life. Start to use human attention as a tool and see how easy it becomes. How easy it becomes to master this energy, this practice. That's all for today. I've said this in my previous videos that I'm going to start doing coaching calls really soon, and first 5 people will get free coaching call with me. So if you're interested in that, keep your eye on it, and I'll see you soon. Have an awesome day.